The number of families apprehended along the southwest border is up 400% over CBP's last fiscal year. Back in our studios, we heard from one expert who doesn't agree with rhetoric that paints it as a crisis. Elizabeth Oglesby researches human rights in Central America at the University of Arizona Center for Latin American Studies. She explained how border security policies have contributed to the migration influx.
We've had high numbers of Central Americans coming to the United States for decades. In the 1980s, during the civil wars in Central America, where people were fleeing massacres and repression, but also in the 1990s and the early 2000s, where people came for mostly economic reasons. We had very high numbers of Central Americans. So Central Americans have been in this country for decades. In the 1990s, we didn't call it a crisis, right? So what we're seeing now is perhaps a shift in the characteristics of that migration, where in the past people would come usually as single adults, mostly men, but some women. They would come back and forth, they would work for a while and then go back to Central America. But now with the increased border enforcement, that's more difficult, almost impossible for people. It's more expensive to make the journey, it's riskier to make the journey. So in many ways what we're seeing now is efforts at family reunification, right? So it is in some sense not the border breaking, but this is the result of border enforcement. This is the border working. So that's why I'm very hesitant to call it a crisis, because this is actually, at least in large part, being produced by the very policies of border enforcement that we've had in Arizona for the past couple of decades.
So unpack this for me. The border is working. What does that mean to the viewer sitting at home and wondering, border security or border policy? Can you explain that?
So the fact that we've had a border wall here since the 1990s, at least in urban areas, we've had increased enforcement, increased security along the border. What that has meant is that people have not been able to go back and forth the way they used to. So in order for families to be together, women and children also come, right? So the border enforcement that we've had, and the theory behind it, which is that if you make things as difficult as possible for people, if you ratchet up the punishment against people, if you make them wait in Mexico, if you threaten to take away their children, that will stop migration. Now, that's been shown to be wrong. It doesn't stop migration, but it can change it, sometimes in unintended ways. And so that's partially what we're seeing now.
I know that you've been analyzing migration patterns for some time now. Have this word that we hear that people are being charged or they're paying fees to cross through certain areas, has that always been the reality?
What's happening now is that the Trump administration is holding people back in Mexico through a policy called metering. So people, even if they come to the official point of entry in Nogales, they sometimes have to wait 2 months or even longer before they can even make their petition for asylum, right? And so for families with children, that might not be sustainable. Where are you going to stay with your children for 2 or 3 months in Nogales? And so that explains why people are continuing to cross in the desert.
How likely is this to continue based on your studying migration patterns and the factors that you said have contributed to it? I mean, what's likely to change that could impact the way this is sort of unraveling itself?
Well, the characteristics of migration that we're seeing now from Central America are both a result of conditions in Central America, but they are also a result of U.S. border policy. So both of those things would have to change. Also, U.S. policy should support efforts in Central America to address the root causes of migration. And specifically, we should be supporting anti-corruption efforts in Central America and efforts to combat organized crime in Central America, because those are really the roots of what we're seeing. Now, it's really, really important to understand that Central Americans are addressing these issues. They're addressing these issues in terms of trying to prosecute organized crime and trying to investigate corruption. And up until the last year, U.S. has been supporting those efforts. But for some reason, the Trump administration has done a 180 and we've backed away from that. And that's really a very serious mistake on our part.
Okay. Dr. Oglesby, thank you.